Dear all, welcome. This is the offline recording of my presentation at the recent Ronin Lightning Talks. I would like to talk about ethics and geosciences through a lens which I call the Geo-Rational. It's a talk about philosophy, because philosophy is a science to engineer your thinking. I like to thank colleagues of mine, because much what I show here originates from their work. My take-home message. If you talk about ethics on geoscience, it means you being aware of the societal context of the geosciences, plural. On methodology, why philosophy? Here through a quote of Mario Bunge. A philosophy without ontology is invertebrate. It is acephalous without epistemology, confused without semantics, and limpness without axiology, praxeology, and ethics. That's why philosophy is engineering of thinking. As a background, I would like to develop a number of concepts. First and most important, I see geosciences sitting at the intersection between culture, economy, and engineering. I like to use the notion human niche to capture that planetary network of twinned natural and cultural landscapes we are living in. These landscapes will change because we humans are bundled by global supply chains. We produce, we engineer, we consume, and that changes the human niche. In that process, geosciences and geoscientists co-shape the development of that niche, and that explains why I put geosciences at the center between culture, economy, and engineering. In that context, geoethics explores cultural substrates from a geoscience perspective. The cultural substrate could be values, interest, historical development, etc., whatever describes societal context. At the bottom of the slide, you find a reference to read up more. As an introduction, definitely there is a definition of geoethics. You find, for example, one proposed by the International Association for Promoting Geoethics. It starts as follows. Geoethics consists of research and reflection on the values which underpin appropriate behavior and practices wherever human activities interact with the Earth system. Geoethics deals with the ethical, social, and cultural implication of geoscience knowledge, education, research, practice, and communication. 3 comments. First, we talk about responsible science. Second, we talk about scientific culture. And in the first part of the definition, the reference is to human activities, and that goes far beyond what geoscientists do as a professional practice. In that wider context, I like to combine geoethics with political philosophies such as this one from Kohlberg, Jonas, and Bunge and Arendt, and formulate what I call the Geo-Rational, meaning being actor-centric in what you're doing, virtue-focused, responsibility-focused, geoscience knowledge-based, all-actor inclusive, and universal rights-based. Socio-cultural context of the geosciences implies to be conscious of 3 elements. First, natural processes. Second, socio-political drivers. And third, cultural ethical features of the human niche. You see the little star and the note at the bottom. Being well aware, I'm being European, I'm being German, I talk from a European-centric perspective. The picture to the right of the slide shows a model of the Rhine River in its upper part, and you can see how engineering has changed the path and use of the river over the last centuries. If we talk about socio-cultural context of geoethics, the most important thing is to mention is that geoethics has an systemic pluralism. This means there's no fixed one for all and for everybody given specific normative ethical framework. This may come with the consequence of a decision overload for you, because you have to think about whether you take a justice approach, whether you take a utilitarian approach. And has a practical consequence that geoethical practice alters depending on the ethical framework that is applied. Hence, name your framework. Be aware of it. My choice you find at the bottom, and I acknowledge again applying European cultural models. Situating geoethics, I see geoethics as a school of thought in the intersection between sustainability ethics, environmental ethics, and professional ethics. The central tenets of geoethics are the virtuous and responsible individual who pursues a practice that is geoscience knowledge-based, just, equitable, inclusive, participatory, and ecological oriented. You find a paper by Pepperoni, Billam, and Di Capra who outlines it. As said, geoethics I see as an intersection issue. Geoethics has the purpose to support professionals that apply geoscience expertise. So in first instance, geoethics is about responsible geosciences. But interaction with human activities and Earth is more than what the geosciences do. So I see geoethics labels a school of philosophical thinking. It is situated at the intersection, again, sustainability ethics, environmental ethics, and the ethics of societal practice of citizens, whatever that may be in a given context. Ethics of societal practice of citizens include professional ethics of geoscientists as an important subcase, and that variant of professional ethics is the foundation for the sound societal application of geosciences. So that's, in the end, the Geo-Rational, thinking about ethics and geosciences. I thank you for your attention. At the bottom of your slide, you find a reference to an open access paper where you can read up more about the things which I'm talking here. Thank you very much.